Okay, I think we're ready to get started. We've got lots of folks hopping on the webinar link here, so that's exciting. Again, welcome to the Strongpoint New and Advanced Features webinar series. Today, we're going to be talking about how Strongpoint can help you as you test NetSuite's latest release. My name is Andrea Sorensen. I'm the head of marketing here at Strongpoint. Thank you so much for making time today to spend with us. We're going to be mindful of your time. We expect to take between a half hour, maybe 45 minutes, depending on questions for this presentation. I'm very happy to introduce you to Strongpoint's Chief Technology Officer, Nick Cano. You're in great hands with him to talk a little bit about how we can help you with your testing with the latest NetSuite release. So Nick, over to you.
Hi, everybody. As you probably all know, twice a year, NetSuite update their account. Sometimes nothing happens, sometimes they generate a mess, so we always need to test. So how Strongpoint can help on that? First of all, if you have a Strongpoint installed in your account, as soon as the release preview account can get available for you, you will have a Strongpoint on that account. What we recommend is at that point, you run a manual spider on the release preview account, so we know that you have the documentation on that account up to date. The other option is just leave it for the auto spider to run, and in a couple of days we will be up to date. So what we are going to start getting just with the spider, we are going to start getting detection of new features that NetSuite push. For example, if NetSuite have I don't know, a couple of months ago, it was an extended workflow for approval routing of purchase orders. So that's a new feature that you can enable or you can disable or whatever, but it will affect the other thing. It can be new values in the default list. It's unlikely, but happens. So your CRM list, your revenue can have different values. So that can end up affecting your scripts or affecting your business process in the way that now there is something else in the marketing list. So what I'm doing with that. Also, there is something that happened is the definition of custom objects. So meaning that an object now include a new property or include a new field, or they remove a new field. And we all know that sometimes our scripts, our workflows, our sales searches use those fields to execute our complex business logic. So knowing beforehand that there is a change there, and that's going to require us to go and update our scripts or go and modify the workflows or even rethink about how we do certain things. That's important. Unlikely, but happened in the past, the fact that some standard fields are getting removed or getting changed by type, or we have another new fields involved in records that also can give us. So we run the spider, Strongpoint get all the documentation in place, and the first thing that we can do is just run an environment comparison between my production account and my release account. Even before that, I can easily go and query what I just mentioned using the report in Strongpoint, which is platform changes. What is going to be shown, I have one clear example that happened last year when NetSuite changed from queue to processors. This is a change that was registered at that period of time. It shows me directly that now my deployments have processes model version and process pool, not only queue, it's give me something else. So if my platform changes report have records there, I need to go and investigate. I need to go and review how that's going to affect my current customization and take a decision if I need to modify something or retest certain areas. Everything. Without a Strongpoint, detect these kind of things is quite difficult and require an extensive reading of all the release notes and extensive knowledge of the platform to match what the release note says to what actually is going to be the effect in my account. So I check the platform changes and I take a decision up to that point on how my account is going to be affected. Next step is, as I mentioned, run the environment comparison between the production account and my release preview. That's going to allow me to identify a couple of things. First of all, if there is something new in the release preview, there is some features new or new object that NetSuite just push are going to be appear. The second one, and it's quite important, is when that release preview account was created, we keep working after that creation, that the release account doesn't get updated. So probably I have certain things in my account that are different than the ones that I have in the release preview. So I probably need to test those, and we can get an information there directly from the environment comparison. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples. First of all, I run the environment comparison, and it shows me that from my production account to my release account, I have one scheduled script that includes certain libraries. So it's different in my production account. So I need to manually migrate that or need to take consideration of that. And the second one is tell me that one script doesn't exist in my release preview. So I need to manually push that to test in the last version or do anything, but it is up to your risk. Another example is, as I mentioned, I ran and I found difference between the features. This shows me that, for example, there is a new payroll feature enabled in the release preview that I didn't have it in my production account. Again, consider what's going on, take a decision of the test required, and move from there. I'm showing you what is the reality of this comparison. This is my production account, and this is my release preview that includes other features. The other part of having a Strongpoint is the script management. If you have it enabled in your production account, you're all set. So your release preview will already have the script management there. If not, you can go and easily enable it in the release preview account. User guides, contact Strongpoint customer success. We will definitely help you. What is going to happen up to this point is the release preview will have all your real-time scripts or your batch process running, and there is something that changed or something that going to end up generate an error. You can go directly in your release preview, get the yesterday script errors, and see if one of my regular scripts is already out, and get the critical script utilization to see if, for any reason, I get a peak of performance, or I get a peak of execution because NetSuite changed certain things that I use as a control, or save searches execute different. So my script logic doesn't work and the script never ends. You will see something like this. This is the errors. It will show you errors on the scripts. So you already know what up to this point with less than an hour of work, what are scripts that run in your account in the backend are going to start erroring out. So you can tackle that. And for the script execution difference, it will show you that for some reason the sales view get a daily average of 2 million and plus. And the update integration field mapping get also some crazy numbers. So meaning that part of the new release broke the control logic on those scripts. So at this point, you know if there is any platform change, any new feature available, if your scripts are erroring out, or you have something different in the execution of some of the scripts. So what you are getting very easily, very fast is the scope of the priority items that you need to tackle and you need to test or you need to review it. Other thing that you can easily do at this point is to run a safe search that shows you all the scripts that have deprecated APIs or all the scripts that need to be tackled because the new version are not going to support it in the same way as before. Very simple, you create a safe search of the type customization and add the criteria on the field API call. What we want to accomplish with this is to know which scripts need to be put in our change management, in our backlog, to give them some attention before the new release. It's happened a while when script 2.0 came in that the recommendation of using the send email API was saying, okay, let's start deprecating this one by one. So we can easily get this kind of safe search with very simple criteria, and it's going to get me all the scripts that use in that particular API. And that's going to increase the scopes of priority items that I need to go and test. What I'm going to do with all this information, I can use a Strongpoint test records. And why is important for me using a Strongpoint test record instead of a separate platform like Google Drive, spreadsheets or Jira or whatever? I can create the test records. I can associate those test records to the customization. I can put all the status and track the work. And those test records are going to live in a Strongpoint, so you can reuse it for the next version, and you can make the best out of the change management on Strongpoint. What else I can do is start using Strongpoint change management to tackle the testing process and to tackle any modification that I needed. For the ones that are not used to a Strongpoint or not using the change management indeed, the most important tool at this point is the impact analysis. It will give you the scope. For example, I detect a script that uses a deprecated API and I need to test it. I will run the impact analysis to see all the objects that are impacted by that particular script. So that's going to give me which pieces of the system I can get. Sometimes we don't think that particular script will affect the transaction or sales order, and that's happened. A common mistake is this script is only for the website, and that's end up impacting our quotes, estimates, sales orders, and invoicing. So the impact analysis gives us that information. Of course, we track approvals, so meaning that you can easily go back and prove that the changes or the test or everything was approved by the right person at the right time, and everybody's in agreement of what we are going to do. Within the change process, we can do the pre-deployment environment comparison, and post-deployment environment comparison is the tool that I showed you before that shows me the difference between accounts. That's going to allow me to track that everything that I test, everything that I modify, get correctly deployed to my QA account or my production account. I can even use this to test tools, to test the scripts between the production and the release preview account and ensure that everything gets correctly executed. I'm going to show you a couple of views of what is the impact analysis. In this case, we are showing body fields. The first line is quite interesting. It's a simple body field that is part of the sales object, have a particular data source, so it's meaning that it gets all the value from the contract. The list is using insert and mass update and save searches, and also in a workflow. The last one is also using a script, so very easily I can detect that my scope is going to be a little bit broader than I expect before, because it's not only test a particular script, it's not only review a particular field, it's also going to end up having in workflows mass updates, script, data source, and another record. So Strongpoint can give this kind of visibility very fast and everything in an automatic way for you to understand the amount of work needed for the testing. Within the change request, we have a more specific view. In this case, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to test everything related to accounting method, and it shows me everything that is impacted by that particular field, so everything that needs to be tested. The view of a test record, very simple, very straightforward, nothing complex. The key importance of the test record is the fact that I can associate to the customization, I can associate to the test request, to a change request, so I can, at the end, I'm associating this to a structured approval process that have full traceability between I detect the issue, I generate the test record, do the different checks using environment comparison, I get all the approvals, and everything gets centralized in one place. That place is a Strongpoint, and you can easily report back, and you can easily show your auditors that every time a release happens, this is my test battery, and I executed that, and my IT and compliance department approved it, and I also validate that both environments were correctly updated after that. Another show of the test record associated to the change request. List of test records. Everything is reportable. Everything, you can get as many views as you needed. And that's pretty much it about the functionality, and I'd love to have any question that you may have.
I think you may have addressed the first question we had just through your slides, which was will the release preview already have the Strongpoint bundle downloaded with all of our settings?
Yes, if a Strongpoint was in the account before the release preview was created, yes. If not, you probably need to contact NetSuite because you cannot install bundles directly in the release preview.
Okay, thank you. All right, yeah, and thank you for that. The person who asked the question understands, so they just sent a message back. Got it, thanks. You're welcome. That's it so far.
Okay. One important piece is, that I want to reiterate is the big challenge on these releases is to know what actually changed and to detect which objects I need to put on special attention. And that can be easily solved with the Strongpoint using the reports after get and spider and with environment comparison to detect difference between objects. So that's going to give us a lot of peace of mind that we are testing what's supposed to be tested and we understand how this particular release is going to affect our business. That's one point. The test records, for me, is a great tool to have everything centralized and to have everything within a compliance process. And of course, there are some automatic testing tools around that can be integrated with the Strongpoint or can be part of the process for each one of the different companies. So, any other questions? Anything else to clarify?
Hello, do we have to manually update the bundle in an upgraded sandbox?
Yes, you need to manually update the bundle in Sandbox. Yes, you are not need to update the bundle in a release preview because you will have the same version as production when it was created. I don't know exactly where the question is coming, but beside of having different versions between the release preview and the production account will not going to affect the steps that I showed because these have been a Strongpoint for a while. We don't plan to have any new release that going to change the environment comparison, the platform changes detection. So you can live with two versions if that was the case.
Okay, I think there was an add-on to that question, which was that ours is installed in production but not updated. I'm not sure if that helps clarify the question for you.
Yeah, you need to manually, production will be updated by us in our release cycle, and then you need to manual update the samples.
Okay, great. Yeah, it seems like you answered the question. We've got a thank you, so you're welcome. And so far, that's it. So anything else to add, Nick?
No, at this point, I hope this helped everybody and they can have a better release preview season.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Well, that wraps it up, everyone. So I think once you get a chance to absorb some of the information that Nick has taken us through, if you have any follow-on questions and want somebody to walk you through this again, or you want to have a conversation about how you start the testing and what you need to do, please don't hesitate to reach out. Obviously, if you're working actively currently with a customer service or customer success consultant, they're more than happy to help you, or either one of your account managers, either Jeff or Paula, so their email addresses are here. This will be included in the recording, and we'll be following up with you also in case there's any way that we can give you a hand. So thank you for making time to spend a bit of your afternoon with us, and have a great day. And thanks very much.